Hi everyone, this is Teacher Shana here, and for this episode of Learn With Me, I'll be sharing some tips for tackling the situational writing component of the PSLE. Sit writing, which is in paper 1, is worth a total of 15 marks. Students are awarded marks based on two components: task, for which they have 6 marks, and language, which is worth 9 marks. There are also two kinds of letters students will be asked to write: formal and informal. Here's an overview of the key differences. Firstly, salutation. Both letters must start with a salutation, but with formal letters, only the last name of the recipient should be included. For instance, Dear Mr. Tan or Dear Madam Lee. If you don't know the name of your recipient, please use Dear Sir or Madam, with Madam spelled out in full as opposed to MDM. For informal letters, you should only include the first name of your recipient, such as Dear John, Dear Jane, Dear Jennifer. If you're writing to an older relative, refer to the task carefully and use the proper title given, such as Dear Aunt Christina or Dear Uncle Richard. Opening or purpose. For formal letters, I would advise students to start with the purpose straight away. You can also add key details in your sentence. For instance, your letter can read, Dear Mrs. Tan, I'm writing to inform you of an incident involving the misbehavior of 2 students from ABC Primary School, which I witnessed while I was on my way home. Informal letters are different here. Do start with a polite opening such as How are you or How have you been? You can also add some welcoming phrases such as I hope you have been well. When writing your purpose, you can use the phrase I want to before mentioning what the purpose of your letter is. Thirdly, tone of body paragraphs. Informal letters do maintain a polite tone in your body paragraphs as you are writing to someone in a position of relative authority. Please avoid using contractions or short forms, and also avoid using exclamation marks. Informal letters allow for a more conversational tone, but please still avoid short forms and slang as you will be marked down should you use such words. When you reach the conclusion of your formal letter, remember to always thank the recipient before including a clear call to action. Call to action can be defined as what you want the recipient to do after reading your letter, and this would depend on the purpose stated in the task. Now we've finally reached the end of the letter, the sign-off. For formal letters, take note whether or not you know the recipient. If you know who you're writing to, end with yours sincerely. If you don't know who you're writing to, go with yours faithfully. A good way to remember this is that if you know who you're writing to, you can be more sincere, while if you don't know who you're writing to, you must have faith that he or she will reply. Finally, end with your full name and class position if it is relevant. For informal letters, there are a number of words you can use in your sign-off. Normally, I tell my students to stick to love or cheers because it's short and sweet, and then just end with your first name. I hope you find these tips helpful for the next time you attempt situational writing exercises. With a clear structure in place, situational writing can be very straightforward, and it's definitely possible to score full marks. Thanks again for watching this video, and please let us know what you'd like to see in our next one. All the best and see you soon!